name's Josh Earl. Welcome to Spicks and Specks, the music quiz show that's really got me now. It's got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Luckily, I've got these cards here, so introduce captains and guests. Easy. Can you please welcome your two team captains? She's just like an angel. It's Ella Hooper. And his skin makes me cry. It's Adam Richard. Ella's first team member tonight is a conductor and music educator who told us that he saw Pavarotti when the tenor was slim and clean-shaven. Yep, even in the opera world, there are still hipsters who have to tell you they knew about them first. Please welcome Richard Gill. Ella's second team member is a comedian whose last show was about an 80s music star she went out with for 8 months before finding out he already had a partner. Oh, I cannot believe Jive Bunny would do that to someone. Please welcome Shappy Korsandi. Adam's first team member played the legendary Vivian in The Young Ones and formed a music group after drunkenly stumbling into a shop and buying a mandolin. That's exactly the same as my band, where we all play kebabs. Welcome, Aid Edmondson. Adam's second team member is a comedian who once ate a biscuit that was thrown at her while she was on stage. What? And if you perform stand-up comedy for a living, that is one of the best meals you'll get all week. Please welcome Felicity Ward. Do we explain what's going on?
Soft clapping.
Soft clapping.
Because we're told that you can't clap near the microphone, so if you clap softly...
Oh, yeah.
It also makes us feel like Muppets.
This is the only impression I can do is a Muppet impression. All right. Try not to be blown away by it. All right, ready?
I love Fozzie Bear.
Yeah. Now, hey, welcome to the show.
Why, thank you.
A lot of Australia knows you and loves you from The Young Ones, Bottom...
From things I did about 30 years ago, yeah.
I want to talk about now, because now you're a musician.
I am, yes. I have a band, the Bad Shepherds, yes.
Yeah.
We do punk folk.
Punk folk?
Yes.
Poke.
So what did you change from...
Well, it was an accident, like most good things are. As you said, I accidentally bought a mandolin in one of those kind of pre-Christmas boozy, lunchy kind of scenarios. Woke up with it the next morning, worked out some chords, and started playing London's Calling, and thought, that's my next project. And I've been going that way for the last sort of 7 or 8 years.
I'm going to get drunk and buy a mandolin.
You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I haven't drunk for 7 years. It'll be amazing. Yeah, I want a mandolin.
You can join my band.
Yeah.
Now, Richard, I want to talk to you, because you're a conductor, but what's your instrument of choice?
Piano. I started learning piano.
Yep.
That was my instrument of choice.
What age?
Well, I started when I was 13.
Yep.
But I had a very bad experience before that. I went to my first piano lesson. I thought I was going to have a piano lesson. At that stage, my hands were covered with warts. There were warts all over my fingers and the back of my hands, and warts all over here, and a great big line of them down here. And I went in to have the lesson. My father dropped me off at the piano teacher's place. I was so hot to trot for this lesson. And she said, all right, now come in and sit down. And I sat down at the piano, and she said, now put your hands on the piano. And she went, get your hands off the piano! And she called my father and she said, you have to take him home, he'll infect the piano. Because of the warts. And when I finally went to the conservatorium, which I did manage to do, I went to my very first piano lesson and I played the Chopin A major Polonaise. And at the end of it, the teacher
I know
said,
it well.
Yeah.
rum-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum,
I do know it well.
Anyway, I played that and I thought it was pretty good. And the teacher said, so what do you want to be? And he said, I said, I want to be a concert pianist. He said, well, you have to play the piano for that.
Oh. Very waspish.
Yes. Yeah. So from warts to Chopin's crappy Polonaise, that was how it all started.
That's the name of your first book.
But I'm looking at your hands now.
There's no warts.
Yeah.
It's taken a great weight off the back of my hands.
Of people who've had music in their lives as like instruments, because someone left a trumpet at my house recently. That's the closest I've got to having music. And I spoke to my dad.
That's where it is.
No, it's interesting because it may well be yours. I don't know whose it is. I phoned up my father and I said, someone's left a trumpet at my house. And he said, Fatima, that's my mother, did you leave a trumpet at Chucky's house? Neither of them play a musical instrument. My mother says, what colour is it?
Your choices tonight are Afrobeat, musical mentors, Hawaiian, and punk. Okay, Adam, you can choose first.
Well, we've got the original punk.
Yeah.
And he sings
Come on, guys.
punk folk. So
No, let's go Hawaiian.
yeah, right. I do want to go Hawaiian, but just the pizza. So we'll go with punk.
Punk for you guys. Ella's team, what are you going to choose?
Oh, it's a cute off. I love the look of the Hawaiian as well, and we will.
And the
order-
Afrobeat looks
Afrobeat,
very...
yeah.
I'm all over
Looks
Afrobeat.
sort of electrifying.
Who's your favourite Afrobeat singer?
I don't really know.
You don't know yet.
I just listen.
I mean, you're a mentor to many.
Okay,
Let's do musical mentor.
let's do that.
Musical
Okay.
mentors for you guys. Okay, we'll start with punk. Everyone, hands on your buzzers. Let's play Spicks
Hands on
and
buzzers.
Specks.
Roll up.
Your first question for 1 point. Which British punk band has these double letters in its logo? Yes, Ella.
The Buzzcocks.
It is the Buzzcocks. Well done, 1 point. Next question. Have a look at these names and tell me which two are not American punk bands. Yes, Adam's team.
The Suicide Commandos
Is not one?
is not one.
Television is a band.
Yeah.
Victoria Vane and the Thunder Punks.
It's a rubbish name. Even
Surely
if
a
it is.
punk band would never call themselves punks.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's a very good
Let's
point.
go with that. then.
Yeah.
He's intelligent. Isn't he?
Yeah. I can tell you, you have 0 right.
That's the way we wanted it.
All right.
Okay, so I think that Plato's stepchildren are not.
I think
And the nuns.
Plato's stepchildren, I believe, are a kiddie's lullaby.
No, it's an
album.
episode of Star Trek.
I've got to think about nuns, and I think nuns, surely.
You got 1 out of 2. Plato's Stepchildren is, you are right, an episode of Star Trek. And so is Spectre of the Gun. So 1 point for you guys, 0 points for you in that round. Okay, finally, listen to these 3 tracks from subsequent incarnations of punk stars and name the artists.
Rush for a change of atmosphere. There was the way I made you
Yes, Adam's team.
The first one is Big Audio Dynamite.
Yes.
I'll give it to you. It was Big Audio Dynamite 2. It was the second. Yeah, Mick Jones post the Clash was Big Audio Dynamite.
The last one was Public Image Limited.
Yes, so John Lydon after he left the Sex Pistols. And
What was
the one in
the middle one?
Do you know it?
No, I don't know.
I'll throw it over.
Ella knows it.
Was it Ed Cooper?
It was Ed Cooper, who originally is from the Saints. So 1 point for you guys, 2 points for you. Ed Cooper co-founded punk band The Saints and then later the group The Aints. Looking forward to future bands The Ints, The Ints, The Ts and The S. Now, you were living in Manchester when punk broke, is that right?
I was,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're there. How was it being in the UK when it got
It was
massive?
really bloody exciting.
Yeah,
I mean, it felt like a noise that we'd been waiting for, you know. There was this sort of venue, part of the student union I was up in Manchester, in the Squat, as it was called, and it was just full of a succession of kind of proto-punk bands, you know, ones that lasted 3 weeks, which were the best ones.
Yeah.
We saw the Buzzcocks, they were rubbish. we wanted the ones who were really expressing themselves and really couldn't play.
Vivian was a punk in The Young Ones.
Yes, he was.
How did the punks actually react to that?
Well, sort of famous punks, band punks, quite liked him because everyone likes a bit of kind of imitation, don't they?
Yeah.
But people on the streets used to want to hit me.
So was that like a hug from a punk?
Did you go out dressed as Vivian?
No, I'm not sure, but my hair was orange.
Oh.
So I was kind of obvious. And they would kind of pick on me in a bar, and I got very, very good at running away. Very quickly and quietly.
Did they want to hit you because Vivian was always hitting
They
people?
just wanted a fight. I think they just wanted, they wanted the frying pan thing because they thought it would be funny.
Not
And they
realising it's
realised
a rubber
that,
fight.
once you start doing haymakers in a pub, someone gets hurt.
I love the fact that people went to the pub with a frying pan just in case they bumped into you.
It's in the middle of a very big depression.
I was wondering why everyone had frying pans.
Okay, we'll move on to musical mentors. Everyone on your buzzers. Your first question for 1 point. Complete this joke. Why couldn't Mozart find his music teacher? Why couldn't Mozart find his music teacher?
Richard?
Yes,
He
Richard.
didn't need a music teacher?
He didn't have
No,
one.
he had a music teacher.
His father?
No, because he was Haydn. His music teacher was Haydn.
He was Haydn. Oh, that joke.
Very good.
That has to be edited out.
spend 2 weeks writing that. No.
Oh my God.
Next question. Have a look at these photos. For 2 points, who famously taught these guys to play guitar? Yes, Ella.
Oh, well...
The devil.
Yes. That's where I was going, Shappy. I don't know. They were both very influenced by the blues. It's B.B. King and Eric Clapton.
It is.
Was it Robert Johnson?
It was not Robert Johnson. I'll give you a hint. You've kind of said it already.
The evil? I mean evil. Sorry, it's pronounced evil. Oh,
They're self-taught.
They are self-taught. Eric Clapton taught himself to play guitar. Well, no wonder he's so good. His guitar teacher was Eric Clapton. Finally, have a listen to this aria. For 3 points, who is this? Who was her famous singing mentor, and where did that relationship lead? Yes, Richard.
Joan Sutherland.
It is Dame Joan Sullivan, yes.
And her mentor was Richard Bonning.
Bonning, yep, Richard Bonning.
And where did it lead?
Where did that relationship lead?
They got married.
They got married. You are correct. 3 out of 3. Well done, Richard. That whole round was about musical mentors. You've been a mentor to many people. Now, you're very passionate about music education, especially in schools.
Yep.
Why? Not why, but what do you think is...
Yeah, why?
Why? No,
why's good.
Well, is there a reason why you are so passionate?
Yeah. I think every kid should have music. Not because they need to be Mozart or they need to be Eric Clapton or B.B. King or punk or anything. Yeah. What's good about music is, for young children, is it requires intense listening, great focus, great concentration, and it's the only art which deals in the abstract. So kids who are taught music properly have an advantage in every area of learning. There's no question about that. Yeah. And there's no reason that every kid in this country shouldn't have that. And we're working on a program now to see that that happens. Yeah. So I'm working with the federal government, developing, I hope, what will become a national program for music education for every kid in the country.
Yeah.
So...
Do we have to start with recorder, though? Because that's not...
No. It starts with a voice.
Oh, great.
It's singing.
Yeah.
Like the TV show, The Voice. You want me to spin around?
No, don't spin around. There's no spin.
The trouble with learning instruments, especially when you're a kid, is you have to get everyone on board. Because I was given a kind of E-flat horn when I was about 9. Took it home, tried to play it, and my dad said, garage. Went over the garage, middle of winter, I gave up the E-flat horn. Brass band's world is you know...
It's their loss.
It's their loss.
I was the same with the recorder. I played the recorder for like a month and my dad kept threatening to put it somewhere where you couldn't play it anymore.
Little did he know.
Little did he know.
Changed the course of history.
It's fun, 'cause my wife is a music therapist, that's her job, and she works with people with acquired brain injury. And there was one guy she worked with who was a jockey who fell off and couldn't remember to do anything, couldn't remember to shower himself and all that kind of stuff, but could remember his favourite songs.
Amazing.
His favourite song was The Gambler, and so they wrote like a song parody to The Gambler on how to take a shower. And after like 2 weeks, he could shower independently on himself. So it's using different part of your brain. Yeah.
The thing about music is when kids are reading notation, like reading pitch and reading words, both sides of the brain are engaged.
What about with songs like the Fox song? Does it say...
None of the brain is engaged. None.
What's the Fox song?
Do you not remember it?
No.
Hattie, hattie, hattie ho. He calls himself a conductor.
I do Afrobeat. Joan Sutherland.
I think that the reason like the Fox became big is because little kids like could sing along to it, and it was like they were secretly swearing because the big lyric was "What the Fox say?"
Well, we did that. I'm a rock and roll kid, right? I'm a Bill Haley generation. We used to sing Tutti Frutti, I want a Rudy, I want a Rudy. That was seriously foul.
OK, at the end of that round, the scores are Adam 8 and Felicity on 2 points, but in the lead are Ella, Richard and Shappy on 8 points. James, you're given 3 versions of an unusual musical fact, and you must decide which version is true. OK, Adam, Aid and Felicity.
Right.
In 2009, Shane McGowan from the Pogues travelled to Spain to purchase A, the villa where Princess Diana had once lived, B, a rare 100-year-old Spanish whiskey, or C, a new set of teeth.
I know an interesting thing about Shane's teeth.
Really?
When they had that first album, you know, there was an album cover with them all on it, and Shane was there with his lack of teeth. When it was released in America, his teeth had miraculously reappeared.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The sort of guys at whatever the record label was in America couldn't believe that there was a guy with that bad a teeth.
What is it?
Americans love dental hygiene.
What is it?
And
They
they
throw them in.
take out of English people for not having good teeth, which makes me not have braces and just rub sugar in my teeth.
Yeah, I was signed to an American record label when I was a youngin', and I'm from the country, and I had very country teeth. They were authentically rural teeth.
Made of
And they
cow
offered to get my teeth done for me.
Really?
And I turned them down.
Good for you.
Your teeth look all right. Let's have a look.
Oh, later on when I could afford it, I just did it myself. When I was good and ready.
Right.
Shane McGowan.
Shane McGowan. Has he got new teeth?
He's going to have no interest in Princess Diana, is he?
No.
I don't know. Yeah, but
He's going to have an interest in whiskey.
He'll have an interest in whiskey.
And
Yeah.
I think he hates his... He doesn't care about his
He
teeth.
clearly had... If
He's had puree, he's fine.
Yeah.
yeah, I reckon you might be right about the whiskey.
And can we say something about the spelling of whiskey? It's correct.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Because it's not Scotch.
Yeah.
If it's Scotch, you don't spell whiskey with an E.
But because it's Spanish.
It's Spanish. Every other whiskey in the world has to be spelt with an E except Scotch.
What about yogurt? Why is that spelt differently sometimes?
Yeah, why? Isn't that just
Do you know a
pronounced
song
different?
called The Fox?
I'll take your point. OK,
Yeah, let's go with whiskey.
you're going to lock in B, whiskey.
Yeah.
The correct answer was C. And
Yes.
Good.
He's disappointed me.
we have a photo of his new teeth. There is his new teeth.
Oh, dear.
It looks like when Kermit the Frog had teeth in. And, Ella, Richard and Shappy, here is your fact. The day Igor Stravinsky completed The Rite of Spring, he spent the afternoon A, cleaning the white keys on his piano with a bottle of Vim and a toothbrush, B, writing letters to his relatives demanding interest on the money he had lent them, or C, asking penance of his local priest for writing pagan and ungodly works.
Oh, I like those. I don't know what Vim is. What is he cleaning with his... What is
Vim.
Vim?
Well, it wouldn't have been a bottle of Vim because Vim was a powder.
All right.
But I can't believe that Uncle Igor would have done that.
And why would he have just cleaned the white keys and not the black keys?
You
with
don't
Vim?
notice the black keys
Of
being
course.
dirty.
Writing letters to his
Look, I
relatives
do-
demanding. That's very uptight. Was he a bit of an anal fellow? A bit
He was deeply anal.
on the... you know...
Was he a recorder player?
Then you definitely would have had to go to the priest and ask for forgiveness, I guess, and...
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe A or C. But I do know that, one, he was very anal. Two, he had 3 nationalities. He died in 1971. And the reason I know that is I happened to be a tourist in Vienna the day he died. And I was at a concert in the, with the Vienna Philharmonic, and they announced, this guy came on the stage and said, in German, Igor Stravinsky has died. It was interesting, the Austrians went, And so the Vienna Philharmonic played an excerpt from Apollo Musicet, one of his ballets. But The Rite of Spring was an interesting ballet because if you believe the press, they had to call the cops for the second act.
There was riots.
And there were riots. They say there were riots in the theatre and they were screaming and yelling and fist fights in the audience and all sorts of things. And he just sat there and went home. And I guess he went home and wrote some letters. That's my view.
Guest of honour, let's go with B.
You're going to lock in B. The correct answer was B. Yes. Writing letters to his relatives demanding interest on the money he had lent them. In 1905, despite opposition from the Orthodox Church, Stravinsky married his first cousin and they had 2 kids. Only one body between them, but still 2 kids.
That's rich coming from a Tasmanian.
All right, at the end of that round, the scores are Adam, Aid and Felicity on 3 points, but in the lead are Ella, Richard and Shappy on 8 points. We'll bring in our fridge covered in word magnets, and you have 45 seconds to unjumble them and reveal 4 song titles. Only the correct combination will use all the words. Now, Shappy, you've been playing for Richard and Ella, so please make your way over to the fridge. Everyone, Shappy Constantine. Just before we go, I'll just see what the staff here have got in the fridge for me tonight. Oh, they've got a bottle of Chardonnay. OK, here is your fridge. Guys, can you see the fridge all right?
Yeah.
We can.
And your time starts now.
A rush of blood.
A rush of
A
blood
rush
to
of
the
blood's gotta
head.
be. A
I
rush
think
of
it's
blood
a rush
to the
of blood
head.
to the head.
A rush of blood.
You're my ding-a-ling.
Yes,
Is it you're my ding-a-ling?
Yeah, I think you're my ding-a-ling.
You've got to get rushed to the. You've got to get rushed in there.
To the head. That's it. Head rush. In the order that we're saying it, Shabby. We're saying it to you.
Listen, English is my second language.
A rush of blood.
Rush.
That's a bloodhead
That's
rush.
it.
That's it. You're my fatty.
You're the one for me, fatty.
You're the one for me, fatty.
You're the one for me, fatty.
You're the one.
You're-
sorry. Scratch
Just
my.
take
It's
fatty.
just my ding. It's just my ding-a-ling for. Fatty. Yep, you're almost.
Okay, the ones you got right. You got My Ding-a-Ling by Dave Bartholomew, made famous by Chuck Berry. You didn't get A Rush of Blood to the Head by Coldplay, but you did get You're the One for Me, Fatty, which is by Morrissey. Yeah, time's up, Shappy. Okay. You're the One for Me, Fatty by Morrissey, and the other one was Tossed as It Is, Untroubled by John Cage. So, 2 out of 4. Let's go for Shappy Corsandi.
Well done, Miss Mark. Well done, Shappy.
Okay, Felicity, you'll be unjumbling for Aid and Adam, so let's make your way over to the fridge. Everyone, Felicity Ward.
Move down.
You got that side. Okay, here's your fridge. You got 45 seconds, and your
45
time
seconds.
starts now.
Dicky reason.
Ugly Dicky.
Ugly Dicky. Heart-shaped box. Ooh.
Too Dicky.
Too Dicky.
You're the reason kids have little birds.
Is Little Dicky a song? No.
I don't know. It's something I've experienced. Oh my God. Fuck it.
Jingle.
So, is there a...
Jingle in my jeans.
There's Jingle in My
Jingle in
Jeans.
my jeans.
Jingle in my jeans.
That is not a song. That's something we did in primary school.
You're the reason our kids are ugly.
What?
It's a country and western song, I'm sure of it.
Ugly.
And so they're the only two left.
Two birds.
Oh,
Two
Little
little Dicky birds.
Little Dicky
And the Running Man.
You get the
Jingle in my
money, man.
jeans
That's
is a
what
real
happened.
song.
So you got Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana.
Yep.
Jingle in My Jeans by Dave Stamey. You're the Reason Our Kids Are Ugly
We made
by
that up, didn't we?
Conway
Jingle in My
Twitty and
Jeans.
Loretta Lynn. No, it's a real song. And the final one, Two Little Dicky Birds, the popular children's nursery rhyme. So 4 out of 4. Everyone, Felicity Ward. So at the end of that round, the scores are Adam 8 and Felicity on 6 points, but in the lead still are Ella, Richard and Shappy on 11 points.
We know. Great job.
It's time for the final countdown. Teams, hands on your buzzers. 1 point for a correct answer, 1 point off for an incorrect answer. And your questions start now. Which British folk rocker released the album Don't Try This at Home? Yes, Elliston.
Billy Bragg.
Billy Bragg is correct. Yes, well done. 1 point. After what colour is Taylor Swift's 2012 album named? Yes, Adam's team.
It's red.
It is red. Yes, well done. 1 point. In the lyrics of Bill Haley's Rock Around the Clock, what will we do when the clock strikes 12?
Bugger.
Yes. No, not bugger.
What size 12?
Isn't it with Boogie Boogie Boogie?
No, we're going to start again. Isn't it?
It is Cool Off. And then we start rocking around the clock again.
Again, yeah.
Next question. Icona Pop, Ace of Base and Roxette all call which country home? Yes, Adam's team.
Sweden.
It is Sweden. You are correct. 1 point. Next question. Which term beginning with C describes a soprano who specialises in agile runs, leaps and trills? Yes, Ella's team.
Coloratura.
Coloratura is correct. Yes, 1 point.
I knew that.
I was going to say a
knew that.
different C word.
Not contralto.
In 2012, which rapper helped design the logo of basketball team, the Brooklyn Nets? Yes, Ella's team.
Kanye West.
No, it was Jay-Z. Yes.
Sorry.
90s rockers Weezer wrote a song about which bespectacled 50s musician? Yes.
Buddy Holly.
Yes, well done, Felicity Ward. Buddy Holly. Which pop band won Eurovision in 1981 with their song Making Your Mind Up?
Oh.
Yes, Adam's team.
Bucks Fizz.
Bucks Fizz, yes. And you want to say something as well?
Bucks Fizz.
Yeah, but finally, in the lyrics of the #1 song from the 50s, if you could cry and talk and sleep and walk, what kind of doll would you be?
I cry and talk and sleep and walk and live and die.
Yes, well, do you want to interrupt them while they do that?
My #1 hit single.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You are correct, a living doll. At the end of the game, the final scores are Adam 8 and Felicity on 10 points, but in the lead and winning the game are Ella, Richard and Chappie on 12 points. Would you please thank our guests this tonight, Richard Gill, Chappie Corsandi, Aid Edmondson and Felicity Ward. And of course, our two team captains, Ella Hooper and Adam Richard. Earlier in the show, we talked about Aid's love of punk. So to close the show tonight, performing his take on the classic Whole Wide World by Reckless Eric, please welcome from the Bad Shepherds, Aid Edmondson. Thanks for watching Spicks and Specks. My name's Josh Earl. We'll see you next week.
A lot of people think punk is just a load of three-chord wonders, but this song proves them wrong because it's only got two chords. And that's not one of them. That's better. When I was a young boy, my mama said to me, there's only one girl in the world for you, but she probably lives in Tahiti. I'd go the whole wide world, I'd go the whole wide world just to find her. I'd go the whole wide world, I'd go the whole wide world just to find her. Is she lying on a tropical beach somewhere, underneath a tropical sun, pining away in a heat wave there, hoping that I won't be long? I'd go the whole wide world, I'd go the whole wide world just to find her. I'd go the whole wide world, I'd go the whole wide world to find out where they hide her.